There's something cruel about the way bad news slips in through blue-lit screens. It's just after 10 p.m. The rain's tapping soft against the glass, the kind of rain that doesn't fall, it sinks. My desk lamp flickers once and dies. I don't bother fixing it. I'm sprawled on my bed in sweatpants, half scrolling, half listening to silence. The house creaks sometimes, like it remembers I'm alone in it. Then I see it, the notification. The launch pad fire. Marley, we did a collision, can you believe it? Marley, pitch accepted. We're going to phase 2 brain rocket. Jaden, from broom closet to boardroom smiling face with sunglasses, thanks for believing in us, M. A photo pops up next. Marley and Jaden, side by side, holding what looks like an official letter from the Silverline Tech Incubator. She's grinning, eyes glowing like someone just told her she made it out of the mud. Jaden's throwing up peace signs. His hoodie's wrinkled. Marley's hair is tied in that loose knot she wears when she's serious about something. I blink. For a second, I honestly think it's an old photo. A memory. A prank. Then I read it again. We did it. Thanks for believing in us. No tag. No mention. Not even a ghost of my name. I sit up slowly. The sheets slip down my arms. My fingertips are ice cold. I scroll back in the chat history, to our last real conversation. A week ago, Marley dropped a vague, "We've been cooking something special" winking face, but I thought it meant a side project. A joke. We've been planning our app launch for months, 3 of us, we said. Together. Always together. Only I wasn't in the photo. I wasn't in the we. I press my phone to my chest and breathe through my teeth. This house has 14 rooms and tonight all of them feel empty in the same way. Cold walls. No voices. Just me and the knowledge that the girl I trusted most just quietly cut me out, not with a knife, but with silence. I stare at the message again. The emojis. The celebration. She knew I was online. She knew I'd see it. She wanted me to see it. The thing is, I'm not even angry. Not yet. Just, still. Like the breath right before a free fall. Jaden's smile. Marley's eyes. Their hands gripping a dream I thought we built together. I unlock my phone again. My thumb hovers over the message bar. I could say something. Something short, even. Congrats. Or wasn't this supposed to be us? But no words came. Nothing would fix what's already done. Instead, I swipe out of the chat. Mute notifications. Close the app. Phone face down on the nightstand. The rain outside sharpens against the windows. My chest tightens with something I can't name yet. But I know this much, whatever we were, it ends here. In a group chat I no longer belong to. Sleep doesn't come. Not really. I'm still lying on my back when the sky outside shifts from ink to ash. One by one, the night sounds fade, crickets replaced by the soft hum of sprinklers kicking on, the gentle purr of wealth keeping itself alive. I turn my phone over again. No new messages. Of course not. I don't open the group chat. I open photos instead. March 12th, 3 years ago. A shot of Marley and me, sitting cross-legged in the greenhouse, surrounded by orchids. She's holding a sketch pad with wireframes. I'm holding an old tablet with cracked glass. Behind us, taped to the wall in childish, messy handwriting. Project Haven, a safe space in your pocket. That was the first name. The one we chose the night after my sister died. I don't talk about Isla. Nobody really asks anymore. But the truth is, she wasn't some weak little thing. She was radiant. Too bright, maybe. Always helping other people, especially Marley. When Marley's mom worked late, Isla would help with homework, braid her hair, even sneak her sweets from the main kitchen. Sometimes I thought they were closer than I was with either of them. Isla had a way of making everyone feel like they mattered. Even when she didn't believe it for herself. She was 17. I was 15. And I didn't see it. None of us did. The night it happened, I remember running barefoot through the house, every light on, screaming her name. Marley came running from the east wing. I'll never forget the sound of her voice when she whispered, "She left us." We sat on the stairs until sunrise. Marley's head on my shoulder. Both of us are hollow. After the funeral, people moved on. Dad buried himself in stocks. Mom vanished into travel. But Marley and I, we built something out of the ashes. We promised we'd never let another Isla slip through the cracks. Not if we could build something to catch them first. That's where the dream came from. Not from ambition. Not even from love. From loss. From the kind of pain that doesn't leave bruises, just questions. And now, she's building it with Jaden. Jaden, who wasn't even here when Isla died. Who didn't sit through the candlelight vigil or read her journal entries out loud at the school memorial. Jaden, who Marley barely mentioned until 2 months ago. I close the photo app and sit up, swinging my legs over the side of the bed. My feet sink into the wool carpet like I'm still half floating. Maybe that's what hurts the most. That Marley knew. She knew what this project meant. What Isla meant. What we meant. And she chose someone else anyway. Not because he was better. But because, to her, I was born with everything. So nothing I gave ever really counted. I walk to my closet, pull out an old shoebox from the top shelf. It's where I keep the crane. A tiny, hand-folded origami bird. The last one Isla made before. I hold it in my palm. I used to think Marley and I were two sides of the same coin. Now I think she never saw me at all. And I'm done waiting for her to look. There's a particular kind of silence that only exists in rooms full of unspoken things. The startup studio at Silverlight Prep is buzzing, whiteboards full of scribbled code, dry erase dust in the air, kids arguing about UI and datasets. But all of it sounds far away. Because on the far end of the room, under the Innovators of the Month banner, Marley and Jaden are laughing. And they're laughing at my idea. They don't know I've arrived yet. I stand behind the half-wall divider, watching as Marley tilts her laptop toward a mentor. I catch a glimpse of the wireframe, the familiar layout, the mood tracker function, the breathing timer interface. My breathing slows. Not in a good way. They kept the color scheme. Even the soft corner buttons. Isla's favorite feature. Jaden grins like he just built a rocket out of duct tape and raw talent. The mentor nods, scribbles something encouraging. Marley throws her head back laughing at something Jaden whispers. She used to laugh like that with me. Not anymore. I walk past them without a word and slide into my corner table, desk 4C. I open my laptop and stare at a blank Notion page. A new project, no name. No memories. Not her. I hear footsteps pause near me. I don't look up. Elian, she says, low. Like she's testing the name out again. I finally glanced up. Marley's standing there, hugging her tablet to her chest like it's a shield. Her voice is calm. Her eyes, less so. You didn't reply to the group. We thought you might. I don't know. I want to talk. Talk. Like the kind of talk we used to have after midnight brainstorming sessions. The kind where she'd trace Isla's name into the dust on the desk and swear we'd change the world. I'm working, I say flatly. Congrats, by the way. She winces. Just barely. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Right, I murmur. You just forgot I existed. Elian, you have resources. Connections. You'll be fine. And there it is. The blade under the velvet. You're rich. So your loss doesn't count. I smile, but only with my mouth. You're right. I will be. She hesitates. But not for long. Jaden calls her from across the room. She goes. I don't look back. Instead, I close the blank page and open a new one. Title, Haven Rebuilt. No ghosts. No handouts. No Marley. Just me. And the dream I never needed her to finish. The rooftop is glowing in that too perfect way, cheap string lights, half-melted candles in mason jars, and a Bluetooth speaker playing someone's chill vibes only playlist. It smells like barbecue and ambition. I'm not even sure why I came. Maybe it was Noah's fault. He shoved the invitation in my hand after class and said, just show your face. Don't let them own the whole spotlight. So here I am, standing by the railing with a soda in my hand I haven't touched, watching Marley hold court by the fire pit. She looks effortless in a thrifted blazer and combat boots, her curls pinned back in that way that makes her look older, more dangerous. She's laughing with two guys from the coding club, they're eating up every word. Jaden is next to her, spinning some dramatic story about how hard it was to afford his first laptop, how he taught himself JavaScript on public library PCs. The crowd is loving it. They eat humble genius stories like candy. I sip my soda. It's gone flat. Elian, someone calls. It's Maya, a girl from the robotics team. Didn't you and Marley used to work on that app together? A few heads turn. Including Marley's. For a split second, something unreadable passes across her face, a flicker of recognition, guilt, maybe something softer. But it's gone. Yeah, she says casually, we used to. Someone snorts. Someone else mutters, well, Jaden made it make sense. He actually gets it. I don't respond. I just raise my cup slightly in Marley's direction, a silent toast. She doesn't smile. She looks confused. Then I walk away, toward the outer edge of the rooftop, where the city stretches out in shadows and flickering windows. It's quieter here. The kind of quiet that hums. I pull out my phone. My thumb hovers for a moment. Then, Marley Vance blocked. Jaden Cruz muted. I pocket the phone and exhale. Some people think power is yelling in a room. Tonight, mine is silent. The student union ballroom smells like fear and ambition, warmed-up catering trays, cheap carpet, and someone's overdone cologne. I hate this place. Every year, it's the same. Tech bros in dress shirts 2 sizes too big, professors pretending to care, and a panel of judges who'll remember your name only if you crash and burn spectacularly. I wasn't going to come. But Noah said, "You need to see this. Trust me." So I did. Now I wish I hadn't. There, under the blue spotlight, is Jaden, smiling like a shark, demoing a project called Thrive Sync. My stomach drops. I know that name. I know that interface. Because I built it. Well, not exactly. They've reskinned it. I polished it. Changed just enough to claim it's inspired by the original. But I see my logic, my structure. Even my glitch workaround, the one only Marley knew about, is there, wrapped in a bow. And beside him, like a queen on her throne, Marley stands. Smiling. Poised. My legs carry me forward before I realize what I'm doing. I don't ask. I cut in. You really think no one would notice? I say, loud enough for the first row of judges to look up. Jaden blinks. Excuse me. This is my code. That glitch fix. I wrote it. Last year. When Marley and I were working together. People start whispering. I hear Noah say my name, trying to stop me. Marley steps forward. Elian, don't do this here. I laugh. It's short, bitter. Of course you don't want me to. You know what this is. Jaden smirks. Look, man, the whole idea of Thrive Sync is open collaboration. Just because you thought of something doesn't mean you own the concept. We rebuilt it from scratch. I stare at Marley. And you're okay with this? She hesitates. Just for a second. Then, Jaden worked harder than anyone. You left. You can't show up now and claim ownership. Something in my chest cracks. You know what hurts? I say quietly. Not that you stole it. That you let me believe you ever saw me. The room has gone completely still. I don't wait for applause or judgment. I walk out, through the crowd, past the judges, past Noah calling after me. Behind me, someone laughs nervously. Someone else claps awkwardly. But I'm already outside. I lean against the wall, feeling my lungs stretch against the chill. I'm shaking, not from rage. From relief. It's over. No more explanations. No more hoping she'll change her mind. She already did. I wasn't expecting it. Noah hadn't told me what he was planning, just that he had something in the works. And I was too tired to ask questions. Between sleepless nights, the sting of betrayal, and watching Lana and Jace bask in the spotlight with my work, I was running on fumes. Then, it happened. I woke up that morning to 87 missed notifications. My phone buzzed non-stop like it had caught a cold and was sneezing violently. At first, I thought something terrible had happened. Another scandal. Another betrayal. But then I saw it. Noah's post. Let's talk about innovation, theft, and who really built the future you're clapping for. Attached were screenshots. Code comparisons. Timestamped commits. Side-by-side video demos. Noah had laid it all bare, how every line of the viral AI assistant Jace was showcasing had originated from my original prototype. He even included clips from that late-night video Lana and I filmed when we first got it working. She had insisted I record my explanation so we wouldn't forget the moment. She never knew that video would come back to bite her. The comments were already wild. Wait. Elian coded the whole core logic. This is straight-up plagiarism. Lana and Jace got some explaining to do. The post had gone viral. 4,000 shares within the first 2 hours. Hashtags forming. Influencers picking it up. Tech YouTubers dissecting my architecture. One even called it revolutionary, if true. If true. The irony wasn't lost on me. I sat there, in the dark of my room, reading and rereading the thread like it was a lifeline thrown into the ocean I was drowning in. And for the first time in weeks, I felt something unfamiliar. Hope. Noah didn't just fight for me. He gave me my name back. Lana was never one to back down quietly. I should have expected a response. She was too polished, too experienced in PR warfare to let Noah's thread go unanswered. 2 days after it went viral, she posted a statement on LinkedIn titled, "Setting the Record Straight." It started off mild: professional condolences for the misunderstanding, generous praise for Elian's early contribution, and then it pivoted, sharp as a blade cloaked in velvet. As the project evolved, the direction changed. The original prototype was vastly reworked by Jace and me. What exists today is a new vision built collaboratively. She even dropped photos, her and Jace smiling at some tech conference, arms draped around each other like startup royalty. Her followers lapped it up at first, showering her with likes and comments. But that was before I responded. For the first time, I didn't hide behind silence or second-guess myself. I uploaded a video, just me, facing the camera in my apartment. No flashy editing. No carefully crafted lighting. Just the truth. Hi. I'm Elian. And this is the story of how my code, my dream, and my trust were stolen, and how I'm taking them back. I walked people through the source files. I showed the commit history with my name, the earliest timestamps, and screen recordings from 6 months before Lana ever pitched it to the VC. I even played a clip of her voice from that night we celebrated. "You're a genius, Elian. This is gonna change everything. We just need to polish it before we pitch." That was the real Lana. The version without the filters. And it worked. The post exploded, bigger than Noah's thread. #JusticeForElian trended. VCs began issuing cautious statements. The startup's board announced a formal review. Suddenly, I wasn't just a name in a thread. I was the story. But the real confrontation didn't happen online. It happened when Lana called me. I didn't even want to answer. But curiosity won. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. Her voice cracked, not with guilt, but exhaustion. "You know how hard I worked, how much we went through together." I almost laughed. "You mean how much I went through for you?" I said. "While you rehearsed your speeches and practiced smiling with my ideas in your pocket?" Silence. "I gave you everything," I continued. "My loyalty, my late nights, my trust. And you fed it to Jace like it was yours to give." "Elian," she started. "I'm not here for your apology. I'm here to reclaim what's mine." I ended the call. Not in anger. In peace. It was the first time in months I didn't shake after a confrontation. Because I wasn't just reacting anymore, I was leading. I never expected the internet to care. Sure, I knew some would sympathize. But what I didn't anticipate was the movement. People weren't just watching, they were digging. The Reddit thread started it. Users pulled screenshots from old pitch decks, cached versions of Lana's portfolio from a year ago that still showed my wireframes. Then someone unearthed a tech podcast episode where Jace, 6 months after the launch, misquoted the algorithm's purpose, because he didn't understand it. "This code works on data prediction using, recursive something. I mean, Elian could explain it better, haha." That clip alone went viral. People began connecting dots. Former interns from the early dev team spoke up anonymously, saying Lana erased my name from internal Slack channels and replaced my watermark on early code exports. A former employee of the VC firm leaked an internal memo. Elian was originally named co-founder but dropped before funding approval due to branding concerns. Translation: he didn't look good next to Lana and Jace. Suddenly, my inbox overflowed. Journalists. Whistleblowers. Even a few of Lana's former friends reached out. But the most unexpected ally came from inside the machine. Casey. Our old UI designer. She'd met me late one night. They made me sign an NDA, but I still have the original prototype screenshots, with your initials in the corner. Want them? I stared at that message for 5 minutes. Not because I doubted her, but because I realized this wasn't just my story anymore. It was a pattern. How many others had been steamrolled by Lana's polish and Jace's smirks? I replied, "Yes. Send everything. I won't let them bury this." And when I posted her screenshots, with her permission, it felt like lighting a match in a forest soaked in kerosene. Within hours, Lana disabled her comments. Jace locked his Twitter. Their investors went silent. And then came the cherry on top. Someone hacked the startup's private dev server and leaked a changelog. One where I was listed as the original author of the framework. Not mentioned in public release notes. Just, buried in the back end. It was damning. My hands trembled reading it. I didn't need revenge. I just needed people to see. And now, they were seeing it all. It's funny how silence can be louder than applause. For weeks, I was everywhere. My post racked up millions of views. Tech blogs headlined it. Journalists dissected it. I was invited on a podcast panel called The Invisible Founders. Even The Verge ran a story. Lana and Jace's fairytale startup has a ghost, and he's talking now. But it wasn't the fame I wanted. It was true. And now, truth has done its job. Lana's startup lost 3 major clients within a week. Their investor pulled out, citing brand risk. And Jace? A leaked audio clip revealed him joking about using Elian's brain and then scrubbing him out. Even the tech bros couldn't defend that. Eventually, Lana made a statement. Polished, tearful, beautifully rehearsed. We deeply regret the oversights in attribution. Elian's contribution was meaningful. We'll ensure he's properly credited moving forward. Not a word about the lies. Or the betrayal. Or how they watched me fall apart without blinking. But I didn't respond. Not publicly. What could I say that hadn't already been screamed through servers and servers of outrage? Instead, I stood in my old apartment, the same place I cried on the floor months ago, and looked out the window with a strange stillness in my chest. Not anger. Not joy. Not even relief. Just space. Empty space where their names used to echo. Then came the offer. A major VC firm wanted to fund me. Solo. My own product. They said my story was inspirational, that I could be the poster boy for resilience. I stared at the email, scrolled through the contract, saw the 7 zeros. But I couldn't reply. Because I wasn't hungry anymore. Not for revenge. Not for fame. Not even for validation. What I wanted, was peaceful. The day I met Casey for coffee, she brought a flash drive full of archived designs and said, "You could rebuild this your way now." I smiled. "Maybe," I said. "But maybe it's time I build something else." She nodded, understanding without needing explanation. We talked for 3 hours, about life, burnout, what justice really feels like when you finally get it. It's not loud. It's not fireworks. It's quiet. Like putting down a heavy suitcase you forgot you were carrying. In the end, I didn't sue them. I didn't need to. The world saw. The court of public opinion rendered its verdict. But I did one thing. I mailed Lana a letter. Just a note. No threats. No spite. Just the truth. I didn't need to destroy you. You did that the moment you chose ambition over loyalty. And now you'll have to live with the knowledge that your success was built on stolen scaffolding. I'm walking away. That's how you know I've already won. Now I live in a city with fewer lights and more sky. I teach a little. Consult here and there. Code for fun. And sometimes, when the wind's just right, I remember that version of me on the floor, gutted, humiliated, erased. I whisper to him, "We made it. Not because we ruined them, but because we didn't let them ruin us."